I'm ready when you're ready.
All right. In five, 4, 3, 2. I'm ready. Rock and roll. I'm ready. Let's rock and roll. Let's rock and roll. I'm live. I'm live. I'm live. I'm live. What's up, Robert Real? As you can see, it's just me. So I'm gonna need y'all to tune in and ask your girl some questions. My co-hosts, they're all fired at this point. G Baby, my only one that is not feeling well, so she'll get a pass today. Even though it's a self-inflicted, not feeling well, a little too much sauce, the libations with conversations. But Rico gonna jump on in. Rico is the forever co-host because he is the, what do you call it? What is your engineer? That's the word. I've been drinking a little today. I ain't gonna front. I just came from a celebration of life for Bruce, big baby Bruce. Those my East Side folks know who Bruce is. Yeah, it's been a long day, y'all. But it's been a good day. It's been a good day. Bruce Harvey. For those that know, oh, I had a thing, but I didn't make it to the actual funeral. I don't think I can do funerals anymore after my grandmother passed. I don't really do. I ain't gonna say I don't do funerals, but it's hard. Like you got to be like when my pa passed. Of course, I had to go to that funeral. That was my pa. When I say pa, I'm talking about my stepfather. I don't say the word stepfather, so his nickname was Pa. For those that didn't know. But anyway, yeah, they used to call me Weeping Wanda because I would go to like everybody's funeral to be supportive. But it's a lot. It hurts to see your people hurt. So, saying that, I also had another death, a close family friend, Yana. She passed. Her funeral was the other day. I went to that viewing. I can do the viewings, funerals. I don't know. Last funeral I went to was my girlfriend's, her mother's, and that was in December. So I'm just praying for everybody that's grieving, that's going through something. You are not alone. Wait for y'all to come back in. My apologies. I forgot to make it public, y'all. I don't keep my thing on public anymore on my actual Facebook. I keep it for just my friends because some of y'all get a little raunchy in that inbox. So instead of me yelling at everybody, I just, restrict certain things. And that is where I'm getting the topic from today. Privacy versus secrecy. Because I get a lot of, what's crazy to me, I get a lot of people that come up to me and they watch the live, they seen the YouTube, but y'all are not subscribing. I will never understand it. I think what did I say? I'm up to 100 and some subscribers. Sorry, I forgot my count. So I appreciate all those that have subscribed, but I need for y'all to share. I look at it like this. I have over 2,000 Facebook friends. So I should have that same amount, if not double, on my YouTube subscription. I don't think that that's wrong to think that way. I think if y'all gonna be social, that's what social media is for. So we're supposed to be social, right? So I'm gonna need that support. And that way, you can share your topics. Everybody that I talk to, anytime I see somebody, they're like, oh, I got a topic for you. I got this, I got that. I'm like, just come on. Some people are just, they don't like to come on or they busy at the time of the live, which is understandable. That's why we record it and upload it to YouTube. So you can still leave comments. We see every comment. I go on. I know Heavy always say, oh, subscribe and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. He gonna get to the comment. No, it's not Heavy. It's me commenting. It's always me. Under Robert Real, it's gonna be me that is responding. So don't think if you post something or have a comment that we're not getting to it. I'm getting to it. Y'all just gotta post it and share it. So anywho, I think this might be a sign, y'all, that I might just have to do do it by myself. I'm gonna have a male like perspective, but my peoples, my people. Like I said, G Baby is the only one that gets a pass because she is not feeling well. She did just let me know she not feeling well. So I got you, G Baby. I got you, baby. Feel better. Cause I know you love. I know you love to come on here. Me and G Baby, we do our libations and conversations. So maybe it might just end up being that. Who knows? But I started this because I wanted to get. I don't like to just have a female perspective on everything because we are units. That's how I look at it. I've always looked at, even in friendship, it don't have to be a relationship for you to be get a male perspective. I think that women that only listen to women are a lot of single women. Would you agree, Rico? I think that women, it's okay for us to get a male perspective. You need the balance. We are created to balance each other out. We are not always right. And they ain't always right. But they know they ain't always right. It'd be us. So let me see. All right. Auntie, I see you. Auntie, what you want to talk about? Give me a topic. My faithful viewers that be coming on. My auntie is faithful. And I love you for that, Auntie Winnie. So, y'all know I don't never say names, but I'm going to say her name because she's always supportive. So, back to topic. I get a lot of people that, especially on social media, you know how you go in and say you married, you could get your status, your relationship status. It's a lot of married couples that still say they single on social media. You got single people that say they married. I'm asking y'all, what's the difference? Like, do you share your relationship? Does it mean more? Does it mean it's more serious if you share it on a social media platform? Or do you do that to appease the other person because you just don't want to hear their mouth? Rico, your thoughts?
I feel everybody do it for different reasons, but I feel like a lot of times it's for the person who you with. Because the person who you with, they want the world to know. Sometimes they really into you, they want the world to know. Then they feel like, especially if you got some type of social life or whatever type of business you're in, they might feel like you got fans and stuff. So they want to make sure,
fans,
like, you know, yeah.
Fans.
Like you got fans. And you got
fans only
who,
page.
You know. So, it all depends on, but in some cases, sometimes depends on if you're a known person. Sometimes you want to keep your life private, but the person might not feel the same. It all depends on the person. Sometimes
Correct.
you don't want, if you're in the limelight, you don't want everybody to know who your woman is or your children are, because people hate too.
They do. And I had to learn that. Like, I always talk about this back in the day. I know a lot of celebrities, not to be like, oh, I know celebrities, but I always tell people celebrities are just like you. They're just regular people too. They're just in the limelight. So their business is amplified. And I was seeing a guy, and I was immature in my early ages where I'm like, I can post a picture of us. That's not a big thing. It's, you know, it's the caption for me. I'm the type of person, anybody can post a picture, but it's what you put on that caption that makes the difference for me. To let people know if you in a relationship or not. Because people try to be petty in the caption. That's just my viewpoint. So I'll always watch the captions. Sometimes not saying something is saying something. You just gotta, you know, it's a mind game. So for me, he was always like, well, you know, I'd rather keep you private. He's like, you're not a secret, but I didn't believe that. I just felt like that was just a reason for him to be out. He just wanted to be out there, still be out there doing whatever. But I learned in his business that was to protect me, because once people saw I was around him, I'm getting inboxes, I'm getting different things, people trying to get close to me to get close to him. It was a lot of weird things. So I get it, but I didn't get it. I mean, because he's still doing his thing. That was a long time ago. He's moved on since then. But I'm leery of that. I used to be like, I don't mind sharing it because when I'm happy, I just want to put it out there. It's not a secret, but And I think that's why it's important to be with a person that has the same foundation as you, that doesn't mind if you in this business. And I wasn't always in the forefront. I wasn't always doing this. I just didn't mind going live. When live first came on Facebook, I was like, oh, that's cute. You know, you go live, do some things. I thought it was fun. You can interact with your family that's in different states, go live, and then it just became a bigger platform. Oh, trying to get in. So that was my reason, but I had to understand everybody has different reasons for doing what they do. And so you just got to be careful. You got to know the difference. You got to use your discernment. That's just from my experience. You have to use discernment because some people do want to post you just to be petty, and they won't. But what you got to understand, when you do that, you actually opening up drama for that person. You opening up the floodgates, so to speak, for women, because don't no woman want a man that don't nobody want. So once they see he got a woman, women come out of nowhere and try to get with a man once they see he got somebody. I ain't never seen nothing like it in my life. Wouldn't have believed if I ain't see it for myself. So they be like, oh, they together? Oh, he must be about something if she with him. that's how some of these women think. It's not necessary for the world to know your business. This is true. Now, Auntie, I say on certain levels, because I can't wholeheartedly believe that if I have a platform on social media. So clearly I share a lot of business. It's not always my business. Some things I speak on is other people's experiences, but they take it, I'm the face of it. It doesn't mean I'm going through it, but I become the face of it. So people think that that's what's going on in my life. I don't know why or how, because anybody that really follow me know I'll let you know my business if I choose to. I'm an open book. But I get a lot of people, especially in their 20s, because I'm 46. I get a lot of younger people, women, that are savages, for lack of a better word. They are turning into the men. Their attitude on relationships is, yeah, like, okay, we'll go out. I might see you when I want to see you. I might not. There's nothing wrong with that. I think I'm just a little more old-fashioned. But us old-fashioned girls get the short end of the stick sometimes, because a lot of guys can't handle that. And why is that? Why do you think? Is it intimidation, Rico, with some men? Or is it just that they know they're not ready for what you're ready for, so they kind of just don't waste your time? You think?
I think it depends on the individual. Like every man is different, just like every woman is different.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people do certain things because I feel like they have something to hide. Yeah. But then other times somebody might be doing something they're trying to protect you. So it's kind of, you have to weigh your options and look at a certain way. That's just like if you have a platform.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're dealing with somebody and they have a platform but they're doing something too, sometimes you might not want to put it out there in the beginning, but at some point you have to merge and bring the stuff together.
Exactly. Because it is a little harder for me to date now. And it's crazy because I'm like, this not a big like I'm not blowing up. I can't imagine what celebrities go through. Then I look at J-Lo. But J-Lo to triple double back and get back with Ben Affleck, I think that's deep. I think they don't care what nobody got to say. Both of them got married, had kids, was with other people, was together, got separated, and then got back together. I think that's powerful. A lot of people are scared to do a double back because you tell too much of your business, and then you got people judging you. Me personally, I don't care. If I wanted to be with any of my exes, I think I could be. And that's not being cocky. That's just telling the truth. But it depends on why you broke up in the first place. So a lot of people, especially when you're younger, you're immature. You don't know what you want. You got 50-year-olds that don't know what they want. But like I said, I just went to a repast today. Somebody in their 50s. That's everybody that I've been close to are leaving now is 50 or 50 plus, 40, some are younger. It's just, once you're surrounded by death, I feel like life is viewed differently. And some people, for me, I view it like I want to build with someone to have that connection. I want to build that. And people are like, well, and some people look at the opposite. Like, why am I waste all that time building with somebody if I'm just gonna die anyway? That's literally, well, that I don't want to speak for Dice, but that's how that's how Dice talk. I'm not saying he don't want to build with nobody, but I'm surrounded by a lot of men, whether I call them brothers, cousins, just my shooters that just keep it real with me, and street dudes. I think street dudes and corporate dudes have different viewpoints, although they have the same hustle, in my opinion. They have the same hustle. Corporate hustle is just more time restricted.
I think it depends on the maturity level, though, because depends on what type of if a guy is just a street dude and he's only just street, and that's different. But if he's a street dude with some type of goals and things that he wants to accomplish,
exactly,
it's on the same level, because the street dude, he would look at it like a business and would want somebody who can help build that, or either stay out the way.
Exactly.
Sometimes you want somebody who can stay out of the way, but they still need to be able to have an understanding y'all still building. If they're out of the limelight, they still need to be able to structure certain stuff, and they might be in a certain different field or whatever. You know what I'm saying? To help legitimize some stuff too. So,
agreed. And it's look at Jackie and Doug Christie, the basketball player Doug Christie and Jackie. People, when they first got married back in the day, and those that don't know, I mean, Jackie's on Basketball Wives. That's how she got her. But she's an actress. She does other things. She has businesses. But her husband was the one in the limelight. And she went on every game. Away games, she traveled with her husband. And the guys in the league didn't like that at first, because they like, dang, I can't do nothing because you bringing your wife around. And she knew all the other wives, but I feel like that works for them. That was their structure. And they still married, happily married, according to the world. You know, we don't know inside nobody real life if they really happy. But they present that as a united front. And he accepts her and all her quirks and her goofiness. Because Jackie, anybody watch basketball, y'all know Jackie's something else. But I've never met her in person, but I like her. I like what she put out. I mean, what they represent is possible. But like I said, you have to have a person that has that same foundation. She wasn't nagging him. She wasn't just going on the road. He's like, oh, let me take my wife along before she... They had to have understanding. Because believe, if he didn't want her there, she wouldn't have been there. So I think that's what's breaking down. Like I said, I've not married, never been married. So I can't really speak on a marriage per se. But I would hope that I would marry somebody, or God would bless me with a mate that could understand the things that I'm already doing. And that is just going to elevate. So if you're not a person that can handle your spouse being in the limelight, you might not want to mess with me.
Yeah, but one of the things that you just said, especially speaking about them, that it makes sense though. Say he was the basketball player, he was in the limelight. Mm-hmm. But by her being on Basketball Wives later, that shows she's not a person who's opposed to being in the limelight. Correct. Some people want to be able to go to the mall or to the grocery store and not be noticed and stuff. Mm-hmm. At the same time, sometimes our people are setting something up for the future.
Correct.
So for her being on Basketball Wives and other stuff, I'm pretty sure she probably get hired to do stuff for parties. She might want to be in a couple of movies or
but she has
like
been. Yep. So she's been in different plays.
A way to start and get yourself seen as well.
Yeah, because she had that passion. And I think a lot of people don't see that part. You just see the main person and think that this person's just tagging along. Like, no, they just got their shot before that other person. But they both had those goals. They both had those aspirations. And you build together. A lot of relationships fail because people cannot build together. We aren't taught that as a community. We're taught to look out for self, get yourself together, which is not bad. Get yourself together, and then you can help somebody else. The problem is we don't reach back and help nobody else. That's what I'm seeing. I don't see a lot of people. I'm starting to get my, I don't say clothing line, athletic gear, and I don't share that with a lot of people. You'll see my business. You'll see Grown Woman Focus. You'll see Grown Man Focus, Fearless Focus. Those things I put out there. Y'all know I do the detox teas. I'm in MLM. I believe in MLM marketing. I've done all of those things. I also have a corporate job. So I think my hands are in every aspect. But what brings me the most passion is health. And so I'm focusing my brand, I'm branding Fearless Focus more so now um, into athletic gear. So I reach out to those people that already know have that platform and don't hear nothing back. And these are friends, or I would say associates. I wouldn't say friends. Friendly people that I know. But the people that I don't know that well are the ones that get back to me. And I don't know why our mentality is like that. It's like crabs in a barrel mentality. And or you don't want nobody to know your plug, or I don't get that. I just don't get it. So is it being private, secret, or you just don't care to share? You'll never know because people aren't honest. Like when I get some information, I share it with others. I'll let you know. It's that fear of if I share this with you, are you gonna go past me? Y'all don't want people. And everybody is supposed to elevate. The next generation is supposed to do better than you did. That's just how I look at it. I guess everybody don't look at it that way. And y'all is quite. Hey, T, I see you.
I'm a firm believer though that's like everybody view is different, but with me, I feel like I would rather have somebody in my life who I can build with or have some type of goal so we can accomplish. I feel like that makes your bond even stronger, no matter what role they play, though.
Exactly.
Because it's different levels of role. I believe it was like that back in the days too, but it's still like nowadays in the way of thinking. Matter of fact, that leads me to a question that I can ask.
Okay.
As far as nowadays, the way of people's thinking, do you think that it makes a relationship more powerful or more respect for the individual if y'all are building together? Like, say, if the woman or the man, if either one of them is just basically taking care of everything, even like it's not just about far as bills or this, that, and other, but just say if it's a man or a woman who's making all the money, they making all the decisions, and the other person is just sitting back doing whatever. They have no say so on anything. To me,
As
I
far as the
believe,
business.
yeah,
Okay.
I believe as far as the business of building a home up or anything, I feel like if you have no type of say so in anything, I believe that it's like the respect level that a person may have for a person might not be the same because you need to respect that person's opinion and y'all building, accomplishing stuff together. It
Yeah.
needs to like balance out. Not saying everything is on the same level, but it may be like somebody might just want to I go work and do everything and you just take care of the house and make sure the
Right.
bills are paid or what that, but that's still a like teamwork and
Right.
goals that y'all have together. Or it could be you working here, I'm doing this, we doing that. Or it could be we have our own businesses, we help build the businesses up, or I might be the person and the face of certain things, but behind the scenes it might be
Yep.
the woman who's doing, or vice versa. I believe that makes the relationship more powerful and stronger when both people have some form of input of what y'all are doing and what y'all are trying to accomplish. Just having goals, period.
Exactly. I agree with that. And I see the flip side of a lot of things because people are just your dream may not be my dream. Say I meet a guy, we start dating, and he owns his own business. I was never, believe it or not, I've always been the corporate girl. I've never done entrepreneurship. It wasn't my thing. I was like, I go to work. I know I got that check coming, and I'm good. I put in my time, and I know I'm 8 in the gate. Like I know I got this time to put in. I'm gonna get a check, and I'm okay. Something shifted. I think after I had my surgery, when I had brain surgery. Those that know, watch the other episodes. You'll see that whole story go on my YouTube. It's called Chiari malformation. So once that happened, yeah, I had insurance. I was able to take off. I thank God for that. But a different fire was built inside of me. It was created. And that's where Grown Woman Focus was formed. And like I said, it was just hats because that dealt with, I had a scar in the back of my head. I always didn't want to have that out. So I wanted a hat to wear on bad hair days. And that's how that started. And it just kind of elevated from there. Then the demand was, well, you got shirts. Can you make this? Can you make that? But I built that, and I emphasize and say I, not to be selfish, but I wasn't. I was with somebody then, but that wasn't his thing. So I didn't pull him in and say, well, you need to do this, you need to do that. He was doing his own thing, but he wanted me to gravitate to building a trucking company. And I didn't want to do that. That wasn't my passion. So needless to say, we went our separate ways because we didn't share the same values on how to move as a team. Good guy, good relationship until that part happened. So I don't dog none of my exes out. I've been blessed to have good people in my corner and be in my life. But just because they're good people don't mean they're good for you. So you separate and elevate in different levels. Now, I think that's very important to support your spouse. But if it's not your dream, I want you to still have your own dream. That's why I say we don't talk. I think we are attracted to what we like, and we don't get to know a person on different levels. Like, I just like what I see. Okay, they cute. No, what's the deeper level? Do y'all share it? Because relationships are business. I used to never understand that. When I was younger, I never understood it. I'm like, no, you gotta make me laugh. You gotta make me do this. I gotta have passion. I gotta be attracted to you 24 hours a day. That's not reality. And I had to learn that and grow up. Passion is still important. Trust me. But at the end of the day, can you get along with this person on a friendship level? Can you just kick it and just kick it? Can y'all just do business together? Because at some point, and if you just do business together, I feel like you're just doing business. You understand what I'm saying? You start to, everything is about the business. And then now you just business partners. So you got to have that balance and incorporate. And I think it's scary for a lot of people to put in everything in your relationship and then everything in a business. Y'all, yeah, it's more powerful, but we always, and that's just people, correct me if I'm wrong, we tend to look at things not how they start, but how they go in. We always look for the negative. Like, what if it don't work out? That's what prenups are set up for. You setting it up to fail, or just in case. We got that parachute mentality, or that, like, oh, I need what is it called, Rico? A cushion. You waiting for it to fail, so you got to make sure you got a cushion. Net. There you go. He knew I couldn't think of it. I told y'all I had brain surgery. I be forgetting stuff. Safety net. We have a safety net mentality. So I'm like, okay, if this don't work out, then I got to do this. If this don't work out, then I got to be prepared. And it can't be a level of preparation, but are you setting yourself up for failure if you think everything you do with this person, it could come back to bite you in the ass? You can't live like that. So I don't know. Maybe I just be single until, I don't know. It make it easier for me because I don't have kids. I think that it's easier for me to just be like, I'm straight. I'm straight on certain things. Then I miss that other side where it's like, oh, I miss having a little family that I was building. Oh, that's cute. You need more than cuteness. You need more than love. You got to like each other. You got to have a mindset. First off, you got to believe in God. That's for me. Got to believe in God. I ain't saying you got to walk on water. But people, in hard times, people always show you who they are. I'm a firm believer of that. If the ship is sinking and they abandon ship without you, it's not gonna work out. I don't care what happens later on. Anybody that only want to be with you when things are going good, it's a facade. That's just that correct? I mean, men think differently from women. That's why I like to get a male perspective. So some men will say, no, it's going bad. Men don't like for women to see them struggling. Right or wrong? Catch 22.
Depends on the man. I don't want to struggle at all, but if
we all do.
Struggling, I want whoever in my corner, whether it's my woman, my family, or whoever, to have my back.
And some men don't think like
And
that.
a lot of people always look at me as the strong one. I've been going through that like
Mm-hmm.
my whole life. Shit, everybody needs some form of assistance. But one of the key words that you said that even connects to that, though, you said about support. You don't have to necessarily be fully involved in whatever somebody else is doing, but you still have to be supportive and understanding
Yeah.
of what's going on. Just like you doing your podcast. Now, if you dating somebody, they might not be into the whole podcast thing, but they still need to support you.
Correct.
They still need to understand on this particular day that you're gonna go live. They have to understand that it may be some people who fans.
Correct.
Somebody might say some certain stuff in the comments, but it's about how you respond to certain
Correct.
things. It's not about what somebody else is saying. So they just have to support you in your dreams and your vision and be there for you the same way that you're there for them, and not every time you see them, I seen what old boy was saying in the comments,
Right.
this, that, and other, and I don't like you doing that. So that's not being supportive, and that's trying to discourage you from what you're doing.
Okay.
A guy can't come around and just like the woman is trying to build something like old fashioned want to just keep you in the house.
That's true. I rock with that. I can rock with that. Because I have to balance it. I ain't going to lie. I am. And support come in different ways. You may not have to be there every day. You may not have to do this, but you can share something. You can tell somebody about it. I don't like when I first started my business and my hats and just selling stuff, I don't feel like my friends, if I'm dating somebody, I feel like my man should be my biggest cheerleader. Period. Because I'm going to be his biggest cheerleader. And we look at that sometimes as we on each other's jock. That's old school. What they say now? Because that's old. Being on somebody's job. Like, yeah, they jocking you. But that's my man. Yes, I'm supporting my man. Whatever business he in, I'm going to rock with him. I'm going to rock it to the wheels. I'm going to support you. In different ways. But I can't support foolishness. I can't support nonsense. Back in the day, I had I had the attitude at 19, 20 years old. Yeah, I'm out there like, oh, he doing his thing. You got your 9, I got my 9 on my lap. That's crazy. Who does that? And that's the mentality. These kids nowadays ain't living to talk about that. Because this whole street mentality is a whole different ball game out here. But back in the day, yeah, I was attracted to street dudes. I ain't gonna lie, I was attracted to, and it wasn't that they was all street. It was the business street man. I never knew about the street side until later on. Like, I started dating you. I always thought they had legitimate businesses. That's why they called me naive. Like, girl, now you know that man is doing it. I said, I didn't know what he was doing. He had a whole business. Like, he was the businessman. Like, you out shopping and doing this. I'm like, yeah, he has his own business. But I could have been naive and just turned a blind eye. Like, once again, I said, I was young. I didn't, until I started working at Chrysler and getting my own bag, I set myself up to depend on a man to do certain things. I didn't realize it then like I do now. It's good to have your own bag. It's better to have 2 bags, a man and woman that's supporting each other. But for me, it's still about marriage for me. Nowadays, people don't feel like they have to be married as long as they got a life insurance policy. Because in the end, what is somebody leaving you? Because I kept telling myself, I said, I'm not going to go through life with a person, and then in death, they just gone. I ain't got nothing. You ain't going to leave me nothing. So at the end of the day, yes, it's a business. Because people are like, oh, you just want the money. Yes, it's about money. And when you are with somebody in life, you're building for what? The purpose of money. Y'all creating something together, right? So why should my attitude be any different in death? I don't think it's anything wrong with wanting support on both aspects. When I go, I mean, he's going to be very well off. What I couldn't provide for you in life, I'm going to provide for you in death. That's just how I look at it. And that's why you should have life insurance. I'll leave that tag in the bottom of my post. Because I have living benefit insurance as well to tell y'all about. But I ain't going to go too much into that. My business partners will talk to y'all about that. If y'all serious about that, say something in the comments. I'll get you more information on that. So I'm just to a point in my life where, and I said that before, the next relationship I'm in, I don't believe I'm gonna be so. It's not gonna be on social media until I'm married. I might just pop up one day. You know how people be on social media and they pop up pregnant. Do you even know they just pop out or they had a baby? That's gonna be me. I'm just gonna be like, hey, I'd have been married for like a whole 2 years and y'all ain't even know it. Because people try to destroy. I don't know why we had that mentality. I really don't. I think I got a good circle. I wouldn't have people in my circle if I believed that they didn't want the best for me. But occasionally, it don't be the circle. It be the people that the circle invite into the circle. It's that outer inner circle. Are these people that really don't know you? They think they know you. They try to get in close to you. And they smile in your face and doing stuff behind your back. And I've learned I cannot consume my mind with things like that. I'm going to treat people how they treat me. I'm going to live accordingly. So if I'm calling you more than you calling me, I'm going to fall back. If you understand what I'm saying, I think that's normal. You can't say you want to be with a person and you don't put in effort to be with a person. Just like in business. You can't say you want a business and you're not doing nothing to work towards that goal. Everything that you do needs nurturing. It needs patience. It needs provision. It needs guidance. And you got to put in the time. Just like I'm cuss all of them out. Y'all know on every other Monday we do this show. Schedule your time accordingly. Yes, you can't help if you get sick. Of course, I don't want you up here if you're sick. But I always say it to myself. Like when I have a regular 9 to 5, if I can get up every day and go to work and I get them 2 days off, why am I sleeping in on them 2 days? Those are the days I need to work for me. Make sense, y'all? Make sense? We can give a business 8 to 10, 12 hours a day, depending on what you do. But when it comes to your own business, you like, I don't want to do that. We so lackluster. So I'm trying to change that. I'm trying to build a brand. And nowadays, you can sit, like I said on the last show, you can literally sit on YouTube, and if I had a wardrobe malfunction right now, that would get more views than me having a conversation. We are attracted to foolishness. It's just what sells. So do you sell your soul and try to get more views, or do you stay consistent with what you're doing? I'm choosing to stay consistent, and I feel like it's going to blossom for what it's supposed to be. And whoever going to rock with me. That's just how I look at it. And same thing with Rico. You've been doing this for how long?
A year.
And it's blossoming. It's blossoming. You got to put in the time and the effort. You put in, this equipment ain't cheap. You got to hone your craft and do things. So, and like people say, well, don't share your vision with everybody. I don't necessarily believe that either. Because what's for you going to be for you. Can't no devil in hell stop what you got when you praying and doing what you supposed to be doing. So y'all remember that. Why do I feel like, what time do we start? Oh, it's 7 o'clock.
36 minutes.
Oh, we doing good. Because I ain't going to go no hour. We're going to go about 45 minutes when I'm by myself. And yes, that's about the only one. Heavy had a reason today too, but I ain't going to share his reason. I'll let him share that if he chooses to. If he come back. I don't know, y'all. All those gentlemen out there that's been asking me, can they come on? Y'all might get y'all shot in the next 2 weeks. I get another male co-host. Warning, you've been warned. We'll put the warning sign up. I might do some auditions. Nah. To be on here, it's not about an audition. It's just being able to come on camera, be comfortable on camera, and answer raw but real. Answer wholeheartedly how you feel. My opinion is just an opinion. It's not a fact. It's just how I feel about things. I'm not afraid to share my viewpoint. And all my friends make a comment to me all the time. They be like, well, Rhea's just Rhea. I told you, I still don't know what that means. I don't know if they trying to be funny. Like, Rhea just gonna do Rhea. I was like, is that a diss or is that a backhanded compliment? I don't know. But I take it in stride because I am gonna do me. I'm not afraid to say what I gotta say. I'm not afraid to spark up conversations with strangers. I be at the bar. That met a guy last week. I meet people all the time. You can't be afraid to step outside of your box because we put ourselves in a box and we shouldn't be in a box. I may be moving, and that's the thing with this. I can move anywhere and do this. May not have the same setup, but the girl might be going back to Dallas. Texas is calling my name. I think it's about be time to go back to Texas. It's been in my mind a lot lately. So I don't know, y'all. Things, you have different opportunities, places that you go. So if you only know four corners, how do you know what you could really do? The world is so much bigger than just your 4 blocks. And that's what I want. That's what I want my legacy to be about, embracing and teaching what I didn't get. And not to say my mother and father are structured people, corporate. Like my dad's military, he worked at Chrysler, and he was in the army. So he's very structured. Time, be on you. If you're on time, you're late. That's always been my upbringing. If you're on time, you're late. So I'm very punctual. I try to be very punctual. I ain't perfect, but for the most part, I'm a very punctual person. I'm a very, I wouldn't say strategic, because no, I ain't gonna say I'm strategic. But you have to know yourself before you can be with somebody else. And I think a lot of times we put time on things. We put the length of time that we've known somebody and call that friendship. That don't mean they're your friend just because you know them the longest. But for the most part in my life, I have a very good circle. I have very good support. I have a very good team. I just need more support when it comes to subscribers, because y'all are horrible when it comes to that. Like, just subscribe. If I was to sit up here, the sad part, what bugs me the most about life is, God forbid, if something was to happen to me tomorrow, everybody and their mama would share a post about Rhea's funeral. Every single one of y'all would share that post. But when it comes to business, supporting each other, and just talking, I'm literally just on here talking, having a conversation, just kicking it, whatever y'all want to talk about. This show, in my passing, would blow up because everybody would share it, right or wrong. That is, I don't understand why we're like that. Give me my flowers while I can smell them. Even though I don't like flowers, y'all know that. I'm allergic. Let my diamonds shine while I can, I can be blinded by them. I want all of that while I'm living. So, I don't know, y'all. Y'all better figure it out, because we only get one life. And some of y'all, no judgment, but some of y'all, I'm concerned for the future. Because, I don't know. The things that I see in the industry that I'm in, and just the customer service aspect, it is some weird people out here. And they move. Money is the motive. So you got to be careful who you surround yourself with. But what I said for 2023, for me, I'm going to start sharing more positive things. You have way more negative out there than positive. And it's not being fake. It's not being phony. I think a lot of people think when people are happy, oh, they too happy for me. Have you found yourself saying that, Rico? Like when you see somebody, oh, hey, why you so damn jolly? Or why you so this? We all do it. But I'm going to focus on being more positive and putting my light out there, because it's not me, it's the God in me that comes out. So that is my gravitational pull right now. I feel like I'm moving more towards inspirational stuff. Dare I say inspirational? Because I said that on the last one. I never want people to look at me like I'm perfect. We don't intentionally do that. But you have to understand, when you have a platform where other people can see you and watch what you say, they're paying attention to your movement. They're paying attention to what you say. They're not. I can't say on here, well, don't do drugs, kids, and then y'all see me out getting high in the club. Because y'all going to look at what I do and not what I say. So I'm very careful with what I say. It's not being secretive or private or strategic even. It's just being aware and being held accountable for the things that I do. That I know I'm not naive enough to know. I'm not naive to the fact that somebody somewhere is listening to me. My cousins, my younger cousins, are listening to what I'm saying and the way I live my life. So you have to respect other people's viewpoints too. And a lot of people don't. We in a society where I don't care what you got to say about me. No. We gotta shift. A shift is coming. I feel like another shift is coming. 2020 was a big shift. The whole world shut down. If that didn't wake y'all up into figuring out what your passion was, then I don't know what's gonna wake you up. If close family members dying, losing your mama, losing your daddy, all different things in life don't wake people up, I'm scared. I don't think some people get numb when death happens. They just shut completely down. They don't want to love again. They don't want to do nothing because it hurts too much to lose the person that you loved. And that is true. I've never lost a spouse, so I can't speak to losing a mate. And I don't want to get too private because that's personal life with that's anybody knows me knows that my sister lost her fiance. And a lot of people, the main question they always ask is, well, has she moved on? Has she done this? Has she done that? That's not for me to discuss, but I hope one day she will. I know he would want that for her. He wouldn't want her to be just by herself the rest of her life. So, we got to be careful of the words that come out our mouths. And once again, some things just, it ain't your business. It's not about being private or secret. Some stuff just ain't your business. So what I choose to share is a privilege. If you caught something and you get something out of it, I did my part. I left my mark. If you didn't get nothing out of it, still share the video. Maybe somebody else will get something out of it. But that's why I do this, to get people to look at different viewpoints. A lot of people tell me sometimes I'm confrontational, or I always got to look at the other side. Like when my girlfriends are, I'm not that girlfriend that's going to dog you man with you. Never have been. I'm going to say, well, I ain't going to blame you, but I'm going to ask you, sis, like, okay, well, why do you think he feel that way? Or vice versa. Why do you think she feel that way? You got to have friends in your life that are going to know when to, and I had to work on that. I wasn't that I had to learn when to just listen. You can't always give your opinion. Sometimes you just got to listen and be a friend. And for me, being a friend is listening. And then if you ask me for advice, I'm going to give it to you. If you don't ask me for your advice, I had to learn not to share my opinion with some people, because they're going to do what they want to do anyway. All I'm there for is to just listen and pick you up if you fall, because we all going to fall. We all fall. Look, y'all, my sister bought me my latest bag. Mia Ray. Shout out to Mia Ray. Glamaholics. This is the medium tote. Our medium, what's it called? It's not a tote. It's not a flat bag. Commercial. Shout out. That's my sponsor for the day. Glamaholics. They don't know it. Mia Ray will see it. I'll tag her. But that's it, y'all. Hopefully in the next 2 weeks, we'll have the original crew. But if not, guess what? The show still goes on. Because it's about light for me. And sharing different things and sharing your viewpoints. And I think that's important. Never let anybody shut your light out or quiet your voice. And that's how I'm going to end. Rico, you got anything to say? Thanks, Rico. Shout out to Rico. He is the best. If you need a videographer, engineer, what is your titles? Everything you do.
Everything.
Director, producer, Rico do everything.
Video engineering,
photography, DJ. rapper. Rico does it all. Was it reflections of
Our future.
our future? That is, child. What did you over there listening to when we live?
I'm sorry.
On that note, deuces.